I'm going to call this meeting to order for Wednesday, November 12th at 7:02.
Mhm.
Do we have anyone here for public comment? I'm going to guess no. I don't see anybody. So why don't we go on to a new business? Well, why don't we start with bollard maintenance? You want to give us an update, Bruce?
Yes, let me go through this list. Bollard maintenance.
Sure.
That had to do with painting and redoing all of the uh updating all the bollards along the trail. I had talked with the highway. They had already started doing some of that, but I did chat with them a little more. So they're going to work a winter program where they're going to grab the bollards out as in between storms and in between all that kind of work. Grab a bollard, bring it back, throw a cone out there, bring it back to the shop, grind it down, paint it, and get all uh the reflective tape on it. So they're good. So that'll be an ongoing project. All right.
Wow. Thank you.
Are
Okay.
A little more
there,
involved than I imagined.
Yeah, well, you know what? You can't go out there and just throw on some paint, but it just may not stick. So let's just do it, clean everything off the right way, get back to square one and start off a little better. All
are
right.
Oh,
there
awesome.
any, I'm sorry, are there any areas where like we're gonna remove any
So
of them?
we haven't got into that far yet. I know, like I said, that is on our list, but right now that's only the trail. That's only the bollard maintenance and going through that. So we'll have to look back. And I know we had talked about doing some along River Road and pulling those out. The ones that are along River Road between Collinsville and where that little parking lot is on River Road. So that's a little more detailed. That's not cold weather work, unfortunately, because they're going to have to pull them out, saw cut it out, and patch them. So that's going to have to more be a construction season work.
Okay, but
All right.
it's still on the,
Oh yeah, yep. No, it's still on our list. Again, we need to proceed. And like I said, we're not going to go through all of them, all at once, but we
all
will
right,
go through these as we
awesome.
can. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. That's
Very,
excellent.
Yes.
hmm.
You want to move on to B?
The
Well, I'll
wayfind.
let you choose to go through it.
All right, the wayfinding signs. I was out there. I know I took Andres had sent me a little video. I went out there. I walked it again. Um, Looked at, like I said, a lot of the ADA access, trying to get in and out of there. So it's going to be a little bit more detailed. So I had to gain that as part of one part of that. Then I also have to sit down with Russ Arnold, our director of Public Works, and go through this as well. So it's going to be a little more detailed than just throwing in some pavement. I mean, you're talking a crosswalk to get across. If we're going to do this formally, well then boost time. I will try to log in. All right.
I mean, do we need a crosswalk on roads that don't have sidewalks or yellow lines and have 25-mile-an-hour speed limit?
Say that again.
So, I mean, I don't know at that point. I don't think there's a sidewalk there, so I don't know what the crosswalk would go to.
There's a sidewalk on the other side.
There is, okay.
Yeah, there is a sidewalk on us. So then if we're going to formally do that, and again, like I said, this is just, I'm looking at it just in the construction sense.
Okay,
If we do go ahead with that, then there is a little bit more than just throwing some pavement down. Now, as I
sure.
said, we've got to talk with the powers to be, Russ Arnold and everything on this and try to get this approved.
So where I was going with the emails earlier this month is that um, I'm not an ADA expert, but there's mountain bike trails and there is no official, ADA requirements for mountain bike trails that the US has, adopted as a government.
Mhm.
The ones that I found were Canadian guidelines, but a lot of organizations in the US are using those as ADA, compliant trail guidelines. That being said, gives you a lot more leeway than an ADA compliant wheelchair ramp, for a business per se. If it's called a trail. And so like we've got the trail that goes down to the Tungus Mead Boathouse, and that's probably compliant. It's got requirements for grades, you could call them, the trails themselves, you can scale them, is it a green trail, a blue trail, a black diamond, it's got requirements for turns, things like that. And if it's not a handicap ramp, is that something that we need to adhere to?
Yeah,
make
I don't
the
know. I don't
project
know.
bigger.
You're making a stretch, calling this a trail and not a walkway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's bringing you right out into the road.
Yeah.
Tungus Mead, you could argue it goes throughout the woods. It was part of that
Okay.
old trail
Yeah.
system that's there. So
Sure.
that may be a little bit of a stretch.
Okay. And does it need to be paved or can it be stone dust?
Well, it's stone dust now. We had thrown something down just to have something, but
Sure.
if we're gonna memorialize it, then we would need to discuss paving it. So
Yeah.
paving.
Yeah. And I mean, again, we were just going for signage. We weren't turning
Yep.
this into a big ADA project.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's the one part is always the easy part. Hey, we want to put some signs up. I got to deal with the other part. So
Yeah, sure. Okay.
all right.
So for next month, you think Russ will have you and Russ are checking it out for action items for next month?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll sit down and we'll go over it. Okay.
Ron,
So
you have your
Bruce,
hand up?
I did ride over there today from home to they had to do some stuff at town hall in the library, and I did, I found the stone dust path easy enough. I knew where that was, but I did get lost in the Highlands, both going to the high school, and I ended up at Tasker's Pond on Brickyard Road on the way out. So some small signs to direct people to the municipal campus. I'm thinking parents and kids and library programs, that would be huge.
That's actually part of it, and
Yeah.
that was the whole intent. So
Yeah, I mean, the Highlands are nice, but I'd like to know where I'm going.
yeah, and what I'd like to do, and is the problem I'm going to have, or the concerns I'm going to have, is with the neighborhood on Rosewood. So I want to think of this a little bit more if we, because to do a formal trail, to do formal signs and a crosswalk, I don't want to do this and then have the neighborhood come out and have a lot of problems and concerns with this. And now we're meeting with council and all this stuff on why this happened without them knowing. So this is part of the whole
Yeah.
review.
Bruce, I can help tackle the neighborhood. I live in the Highlands. We've got a very active Facebook page.
Oh, you do?
A lot of folks use the bike path, and I'm sure folks that are new to the neighborhood would appreciate it. And I'm just wondering if the signs would be two-way signs. One side from the bike path pointing, the preferred route to the high school and town complex. And then the back half of the sign would be, arrows pointing to the bike path.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the neighborhood, as I've learned through all my years of dealing with these, the neighborhood in a whole would be agreeable. It's the one street, it's that Rosewood immediate neighborhood that is going to have the concerns. So that's
Sure.
something that we need to proceed.
Are they NIMBY, Bruce?
No,
yeah,
I'm not saying
Jimmy
that.
lives here too.
No, I'm not saying they're NIMBYs, but you don't know. And I've
Yeah.
learned that you go ahead and you put that in. The next thing you know, I've got 6 people
Oh,
calling
no.
us saying, "Why did we do it?"
Absolutely right. Absolutely
Now
right.
I've got everybody walking through my yard or whatever. You know what I mean? All this kind of stuff. So I need to really
communication is key for sure. I get it.
definitely. So, all right.
Bruce, I don't know the answer to this question, but do we need to have a public hearing at least in this group? I don't know that we need to do that at the town, meeting.
Well, I would say no, because
Invite
this
them
really
here?
this is not a commission. This is not a
Right.
This is a committee. And
Advisory, yeah.
committee, exactly. It's strictly just an advisory committee that makes
Yeah.
recommendations. They don't make decisions
Right.
per se. Everything gets approved at a different,
TPZ, right?
Right.
That would go through TPZ.
it may go through, it'd be tough.
Signage
I'd
usually
have to figure
does.
that one out. I don't know if it's an 8-24, if it meets that definition of public, improvements or
Yeah.
not, so.
And Bruce, I'm just curious to make it an unofficial. Do we want to invite them here to hear what they have to say before we take it to a higher level? Or is
I don't
that
know.
going a little bit too deep?
I think that's going above and beyond the committee. I mean, I think
Okay.
that's, the committee makes a recommendation, and then
All right.
staff, and the land use boards, if need
Okay.
be, take it.
Let's just make the recommendation and see where it goes.
Okay.
So then how does that decision process work when it's in town hall? Like who is like, who approves it, who doesn't approve
Well,
it?
we'll all look at it as planning, engineering, public works, and the town, manager's office. We all get involved, and the highway. We all get involved in terms of um, discussing this, right? And looking what needs to be done, what we think needs to be done, what steps do we have to take? So it's not just one person, it's a group of people that discuss it.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
yes.
All right. We
We're all
want
set
to
with it.
move on to, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Bruce, didn't mean to cut you off.
Got the C, so we got improving access to the businesses along the trail. I have not been out there as of yet, but I was told, and I think I saw a picture that they had completed the, give me a second here. They completed the access and on Depot Place. So if I slide this over, you guys can.
Yeah, that
that's
was
right.
there. I saw it today.
So they've actually made that connection. You guys can see the, oh, it was there.
No, we see the parcel map.
Yeah, but now the aerial just locks up on me.
Is anyone keeping a list of our accomplishments? So, like
Yep.
this one?
Yep, I've got a list.
Awesome. Great.
I've got a list going. That's why I'm going off that list now. So there is a little walkway off of the trail through one of these parking areas towards
Mhm.
towards that area. So that is done, is what I'm told, but I have not got out to take a look at it.
I don't
Alright?
think it was paved. It was stone dust, but it was
It's
pretty
still-
well
is it still
compacted.
Stone dust. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they were doing, if it's paving or stone dust. So
Okay.
I will follow through on that one, but at least that part, that portion of the work is done. All right. The next item was the trail repairs along Meadow Road and the flats. I met with Rich. We walked that area, and we came up with a list. I met with Highway, and I have not had a chance to go out there, but I did see Rich. You had posted some. You had pictures. You had posted some photos, but it appears that some of the work has been done.
Yeah, Bruce, every item that you and I marked out has been addressed. I think there was 6 of them altogether. And,
Wow.
I just wanted to say thanks to you and thank you to the Public Works Department, because they really did a nice job. There was 2 sinkholes on the trail that were repaved. There's the biggest one I see is down at the parking lot at Quabic River.
Mm-hmm.
They paved almost 2-3 car truck length and width
Yep.
wides of pavement at that entrance.
Okay.
They cleaned up all the scree that was there and down at the other area. And there was 2 potholes, one on Meadow Road and one big one on Red Oak that they didn't just patch them, they cut them out and did a nice job.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I wish I could take some credit for it, but it is the highway, and I will definitely let them know to.
Oh, and hey,
take
one
it.
other thing I wanted to mention, because an idea, but you took measurements of the width of the trail. Remember, you kicked back the grass
Yeah.
to get the actual
Yep.
width of it, and I think it was
Mhm.
5 feet wide. And then you mentioned, well, maybe we could put in a capital project to pave this whole thing and make it 10 feet wide. I think you said it was $100 million. I think that was a quote.
No, I made mention that I think that Dylan had worked on this years
Yeah, he had a
So,
quote or something, right? Or
Yeah,
an
it was like
estimate
over $1
on-
million. It was over
or
$1
$1
million,
million? Okay.
something like that. And that's what we had said, that if, it would be something that would need to be a capital improvement budget if we did move forward with that. So.
All right, so
it
if
isn't gonna
that's
be-
not a possibility, one thing I was thinking, maybe in the spring, I don't know if you got the equipment, if you could just edge that trail, because if it's 5 feet wide, it only looks like it's about 3 feet wide.
Okay.
So that would be
Yeah, I'll see what
something I would
I'll see
think
what
would
they can
be
do on that.
inexpensive to do.
All right,
And
I'll see what they can do
restore
along
it.
there.
I have a question, maybe a dumb question, but is there currently a regular maintenance schedule for the trails like there are like the streets in Farmington?
For many of them, like the larger trails for
Yeah.
the Heritage Trail or the Greenway North South and the River Trail East West, they do. Matter of fact, I think I was out a few times this month, and I heard them out there blowing them on a repetitive basis. So they're out there
Okay.
on a continual basis, keeping them cleared of any rocks, leaves, and things like that during this time of year. But yeah, they do have some kind of a maintenance schedule to keep them clean and operational. So,
Got it. Thanks, Bruce.
all right, you're welcome.
Yeah, and
E,
Bruce, if you get a chance, give them kudos because they were out there today blowing leaves and they actually stopped and let me go by. They cut the
Yeah.
engine so they didn't blow debris at me. So
Yeah,
I
they're-
appreciated that.
They are good. I'll let
Yeah.
them know. Thank you. E, the review of the water fountain. I know that Neil, that was one of yours, and I think I talked to you a little bit about it. We were out there. Apparently, I think that was always like that. The water pressure in the dog bowl filling station was always low. So they're shutting it down now, anyways, because of the cold, and they don't want it to freeze. So in the spring, we've talked to them. They're going to go out there in the spring, turn it back on. I told them that maybe there's a screen in there that picked up some dirt or something, and that's why it's causing that. So they'll take a look at that in the spring.
Bruce, is that a new one for 2025 or from 20? Did we add that last year in 24?
No, it's 25
25, yeah.
Thanks.
this spring. Yeah.
And F was the trail parking lot identification sign.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Going back, I haven't been out there. Do we have the water sign up yet?
What water? That's new to me. I'm not sure what that is.
it wasn't up as of this past weekend. I don't
So,
think it's up.
so this has been on the agenda for quite a while, actually, because a lot of people don't know that the water fountain's there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
we thought it
we
was-
had talked to Dylan about putting a hydration station sign from the trail pointing down.
Okay. Do you know
But if you're gonna shut it down now, maybe work towards putting a sign up in the spring.
all right. Did he mention if he actually bought one?
I don't
thought
remember
his-
him buying one. I think he was looking for them, but
Okay. All right.
I thought he
Does
said
anyone-
he had one.
All right. I'll
I
look.
thought he had one.
Yeah,
I'll
I
look
thought he
at-
said he had one.
All right. I'll see if he has one. If not, is there a standard that's already being used around on the bike trails that I can kind of, I don't want to say steal, but that I can copy so we don't have different signs?
Yeah, Bruce, there's a kind of an MUTCD standard on the standard aluminum blank size. I'll see if I can find it for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, do we have any along the
On the
trails now?
trail already?
I'm not sure. Good
Okay.
question.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind going to the DCD because that's what I would get anyways. But I don't want to call it hydration station if we've been using water fountain or whatever. I want to keep them. The whole thing is that we don't want to diverge from different signs. We like to keep the same signs if they are being used. So
Most of them are a water fountain icon and a directional arrow.
all right. Anybody know where those are?
I'll look.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with with seeing those, but if anyone knows where they are or can grab a picture, it'd be great. I could just, that way we
I-
keep everything the same.
I might have a picture. I'll take a look.
Okay. All right. And F, trail parking lot sign. Now I've got a
Oh,
call.
Okay,
Hold on. That's one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't got a price for the sign, but now I introduce Ron because Ron's got some kind of committees going on signage. So maybe we can bring that up now.
so Simsbury, Avon, Farmington are trying to get together and have identical signage in the parking lot just for the trail rules.
Mhm.
So we've been, we have a representative from each town on the committee, and they're not going to be exactly the same, probably won't be exactly the same because, well, Simsbury may want something a little different, but they'll look very similar. But we need to know if we can go forward with that. This is probably a discussion we should have and not waste time here, Bruce, because
Oh, agreed.
now it's a matter of like just how it's going to get paid for.
Mhm.
And I'm waiting for a sample of the sign,
Okay.
and then we can tweak it, and so we can talk about that, and we can
Alright, so-
get the other Bruce's input on it and stuff. So
All right. So
Yeah.
this is you're working on just the trail rules because I'm still kind of confused with all these different.
okay, so we will come upon. Do we have, because Bruce is also on this committee, the mile markers are a whole different thing, and that will not cost the town anything. And
Okay.
we're still working on that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I wanted it so you're not mixed up. So now you know the difference between the
Right.
two.
Yeah,
two
well,
are-
there's actually three things because,
Ooh,
yeah, I know. So the rules signage is somewhat of a separate issue, Bruce, because that's
What's that
Ki-
noise?
kind of, I don't know what that is. It's the 5 towns that are looking, or 4 towns, I guess, that are looking at doing that. The signage grant for the Connecticut Recreational Trails Grants Program is being done through Bike Walk Avon. Fran Gertman is kind of pushing that. I've been working with them on putting together that project. Those grants are due December 18th. And then the third thing, which I think is what this is, oh yeah, I can see that there, is the actual large oval signs that we have in the parking lots and at trailheads, various trailheads around the town. And in particular, it was noticed by some folks at Farmington Valley Trails Council that the one at the lot is particularly rotten, and we wanted to take a look at some of the other ones around the town and get some pricing for it. So these are the big green oval signs.
yeah, Bruce. This is actually the first one, the trails rules, and then you're talking about the third one.
Yep.
Is right.
Parking lot
Is the
sign.
big oval ones with just
Yeah,
identifying. Yeah. And
Exactly.
possibly, as we talked about in the past, possibly identifying each parking lot, right? However
well,
we do that.
yeah, the parking lots are mostly identified because the larger parking lots all have kiosks.
Mhm.
In fact, I
we-
think the only major parking lot in Farmington that doesn't have a kiosk, it has got a pavilion, and that's New Britain Avenue.
Yeah,
think that's
so we
the
had talked about using crossroads or just something like that so people who aren't
Well,
familiar
that's
with the area.
going to be included in the recreational trails grant for signage.
Okay,
is additional place signage as well. And I don't think some of that's written right now. I've been focusing on another recreational trails grant right now, but I believe we have a meeting next week on that.
okay, yep.
Were there names that needed to be picked out for the parking lot? I remember that was a conversation a few months, maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
There was a list of names people wanted
What
in
was that?
memory of
Yeah, memorial names, yes. And I don't think we ever
Memorial.
particularly voted on it, did we?
We
No, I made
didn't-
some suggestions and then we kind of have bounced it about, but we didn't really vote on anything.
So I thought what happened was we shifted to use locations instead. Do you guys remember that? We shifted to using like Coppermine or
Yes,
whatever other
yes, that's
crossroads.
true, but we were gonna name the parking lots after somebody, so, but yeah, Ron, you're right. I think we were gonna just do a location and then name it after the street, and then we could put the memorial on the parking lot or something.
That's
Oh, okay. I thought it was instead of.
I think as a practical matter, the way all of this signage has been working out, because the Airline State Park Trail is looking for a signage grant this year as well. That's 64 miles, that trail, 13 towns. So it's similar to what the Farmington Canal Heritage Trail is, quite frankly. It's a similar, the Farmington Canal Heritage Trail, of course, is 61 miles, I guess, in Connecticut, something like that. So they're a similar length. What's cropped up with signage is making sure that if we're doing signage and we're doing mile markers correctly, that our police departments and our EMTs know where they are on the trail. And I think that's the safety aspect of this is just as important as the wayfinding aspect.
Right. So I'm sorry.
No, just as an addendum to that. So if the entrances, say, to a parking lot are, say, Colton Street or whatever, Newbern Avenue parking lot, or Coppermine parking lot, or similar, and then I would say, we have signs within the parking lots, either on the kiosk or on some other pole, saying, XYZ Memorial Parking Lot, as we discussed before. But I think as a designation, we probably should err on the safety side. In other words, if you're not a local and you're there, you would identify it as, the Coppermine lot or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you can just look on your GPS and get back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Bruce,
well,
Bruce,
yeah.
I think the other thing that's probably important if you're going to do stuff for emergency responders is the mileage markers will help, because the accidents aren't going to happen in the parking lot. They're going
No,
to
they're
happen a
not.
quarter mile into the trail.
I totally agree. Yeah, and I think that's why the mile markers being exactly correct up and down the route it's so critically important. Is if not so much for the locals, but even to a certain extent for the locals, but if you can identify the nearest mile marker, then the police or EMTs can get out there faster. And I think that's really the issue.
I think the other thing you do too with the mile markers is you mark the lots with the mile marker and say, well, Coppermine lot is like 42.2 miles parking lot. And that way they know right away when they dispatch it, all right, this marked parking lot is this mile marker. If I go north of that, I'm going to hit the accident, or if I'm going to go south of that, I can hit the accident.
Yep.
So we also talked about with that mile markers is crossing street signs, at every intersection, but that would actually double, because there are 120 street crossings from New Haven all the way up to Suffield. So that would double the cost. So we don't think that's going to happen right away. It'll probably just be the mile markers. And I think 80% of that will be covered by the grant. And then 20% might come from the trails councils up and down the trail, the two major trail councils.
And it's also useful to note that that particular grant structure, you can bill back all of the volunteer hours.
That was another thing.
Yeah, and it's important to note that because when the Hot River Trail Alliance did the whole of the Hot River last year, they generated so many volunteer hours that no one had to pay the 20%.
Yeah.
So it's very useful to note that you can bill back to the program.
Yeah, and I guess for instance would be instead of paying a surveyor, right? We were going to get people to volunteer to mark out the mileage.
Yeah, yeah, that's how the Hot River did it. Is
Yeah.
they basically used a handheld Garmin and just did the whole thing.
Mhm.
And that has worked out very well.
All right.
Okay.
That's that.
Oh, so anyway, as a practical matter, Bruce, yeah, basically we just need to know what a dollar amount is to replace that big oval sign, and I'll get back to the committee at the Farmington Valley Trails Council, and we'll see about generating some money to pay for it.
Okay. That I will do. That's on my list.
Thanks.
Okay.
Want to move on to a little business?
Yep.
So we can get Bruce out of here in a timely fashion?
I'm good, guys. Don't worry about me.
Just a little bit, Bruce, just a little. Because you don't want to miss TPZ. That's more fun
I
than
gotta
this.
get down there. Yeah. So. All right.
So you want to do the Farmington Valley Trails Council update?
Well, the big thing is Friday, you'll be able to see Bruce Donald give his yearly State of the Trail, because it's our annual meeting at the Avon Senior Center.
Yep,
Community
Avon
Center?
Senior Center. Yes.
And
Yep.
it's starting a little earlier this year, right? I believe.
Yeah, 6:30.
Yes. So it's great. The Bruce, who's the guest speaker? Geez, I just talked to her.
Kim Bradley from Deep.
She's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. Yep.
So, and there's food, little finger food there. Get to mingle with all the other cycling geeks, walking geeks.
Mhm.
Come on down. This
Where is
Friday.
that?
Avon,
The Avon Senior Center, which is off of West Main.
or West Avon, is it?
Maybe might be West Avon Road. I
Yeah,
can't remember
it's on
whatever that
the-
road is.
Yep. It's
And what
Google
time
it.
does it start?
6:30.
Can you just show up or do you need to register for it?
no, just
you-
show up.
Yeah, just show up. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Says in here 635 West Avon Road.
What date is that, guys? I missed it.
Friday.
Okay, thanks.
That's it for that.
Next
Okay,
one.
thank you. You want to move on to the bike walk?
Bike walk. So we just took down our display case. That was very popular in the library. We are going to be meeting soon about we're going to come up on this soon on here about the Vibrant Community Forum. So we'll talk about that in a bit, I guess. And help me here, Carolyn.
Yeah,
you need
so
anything else?
we are going to do another program, the same one that we did in early October, which had a good attendance, another kind of bike safety, just all around bike safety, learning about your bike program. That's going to happen in April. And we'll be doing another display case in the fall. So both at the library, which it's very exciting to kind of be working with the library And yes, we've had a lot of good response. Like Ron said, the display case was well received, and it started a lot of conversations between parents and kids. And I think, we got good participation during the program. So we're looking forward to both those things next year.
Awesome. Thank you. Are you doing the same presentation you gave a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, so that'll be the same one. I feel like we not perfected it, but I think we have like a good program for that. It's a mix of Brian was there. Thanks again for attending. It's a mix of demos and PowerPoint and just discussion.
You had a good group. You had like 20 people there.
Yeah, it was good. A lot
I
of
think we increased that to about 25 or 26.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I should have rounded up for you.
We're gonna call it 30. We're gonna count the people presenting.
That's true.
No, that was good. Just wanted to commend you on that.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to do the recreation trails grant update?
Yes, as I said in the last meeting, I have a template for a request for proposals for the engineering. I've been trying to get a hold of Kim Bradley, right? Is it Kim, was it?
Yep.
And
Yep.
tried calling her and I sent her an email. I haven't heard back from her. So it's been
All right.
about 3 weeks.
She's
or so.
been insanely busy.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, if you show up Friday night, she'll be there.
Aha.
But worst state of nature, if you're having trouble getting in touch with her, let me know. I work with her closely on the Connecticut Greenways Council. So,
Right.
if need be, are you just looking for her to kind of okay it?
Well, what I want to do is I want to chat with her about, I don't want to move in one direction and have her say, no, we need it done this way. I don't want to, I don't want to.
Okay.
So I just want to chat with her a little bit about it, make sure that if I put this RFP together, does she have to review it? What does she need to do? Am I just on my own, just take care of it and do what I want? So I want to kind of just get a few of those questions asked.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, traditionally, if it's following the scope of what
Mhm.
the grant award was,
Yep.
You're usually almost always good.
Right.
But it'd be useful to talk to her. Yeah.
Right. I didn't have a phone number. I think I found something online. It may have been a cell phone, but I don't know if you have it. I don't know if
Yeah,
you-
I've got
just forward
I've got
me
her
a better-
number. I can
Yeah,
send you her.
Yeah, just if you don't mind, just forward me her contact. Make sure I'm calling the right phone number.
Absolutely.
But I did drop her an email as well, so I'll touch.
Okay.
I'll push back at her again.
Yep.
So
Could I make a comment on the project?
yeah.
Just an observation from my riding back and forth to work. It appears that the new apartment complex that's being built off Quarry Road, they're also incorporating, it looks like a bike trail that goes right to the crosswalk on Route 4 over to the path that follows along Farm Glen. So my thought was, I haven't ridden. It's just prepped and hasn't been paved yet. But my thought was that could be incorporated with this route between Farmington and West Hartford, and it could get you to the Jug Handle if you went from that new apartment building, the other end of it, through the Farmington Land Trust and kind of parallel with the Metacomet Trail, and you could pop right out where there's already a crosswalk. But this is just one of the things I see. There's a couple options with it actually, but to connect that point or those 2 points was an idea I had.
You're talking about the one that's right across from Farm Glen?
The new,
There's
yeah,
a whole bunch.
well, it's the new complex that there was a lot of pushback. It's where the old quarry
Yeah,
slash landfill
Yeah,
used to
that one's a sidewalk they're building from the building all the way out to Farm Glen at the intersection. So getting a trail from there over could be difficult because there's a lot of wetlands vernal pool. There's a vernal pool there. There's the town, the old town landfill that's being used as a leaf composting facility now. So I'm not sure how much easier that would be, but it is something to think about.
Yeah, just something to think about. And when you do, I mean, at some point, you're going to hire somebody to come up with ideas.
Mhm.
If you have an assortment of ideas, I don't know, from somebody that rides it every day, it might be helpful.
Thanks, Fred.
The next one is the website, and I know
Yep.
Berlin kind of head started that one, and I think that right now we've got a tentative meeting for November 19th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Remember that?
I think everyone can make it. There's just some small changes to make to the bicycling page. And then we're also going to just take the text on the committee page, which is, two separate pages. That actually reminds me, I don't think it made it onto the agenda, but the name of our committee, it seems a little uncertain from what I can gather. And I don't want to, I hate to kind of roll that into the
Nope,
website.
I've got that down here too. I've got that.
Oh,
to
you
go over
do?
that as well.
Did I
Yep,
miss
nope,
that?
That's on my big to-do list I have here of all things to go over. So
Oh,
I have a
okay.
suggestion.
Okay.
Do we want it?
Yeah, I do.
Farmington Active Transportation Advisory Committee. Active, is that what the town calls it? Active, I know that's kind of what is
well, we
being
have a
called.
traffic review board. Let me put that down. Where is that?
Comments. I had sent out an email asking for suggestions.
Rename.
Carolyn,
Traffic-
is that what we had talked about? Or did you have a different one?
That's it.
No, I mean it seems like, I guess we are having this conversation now, but we're not. I don't want to mess you up,
You want to
Bruce.
do it during the meeting on the 19th?
Yeah, we can always
Yeah.
discuss it then on the
Let's do
19th.
that.
That's good.
All right, do you want to move on to we're at the Bike Walk Vibrant Community Forum? I
Yeah,
know we kept that on.
I just I wanted to send out a doodle to see when people could meet for that. I hope that's okay. I know as a subcommittee we haven't met yet, and I know that Bike Walk Farmington is kind of gonna be the force behind the vibrant community, vibrant Farmington. But I don't want to step on any toes, but if it's okay, I could send out a doodle so people can pick a good time to meet. I thought online is probably the easiest in the evening, I imagine, for most people. And I just wanted to double check to make sure I have the subcommittee right. So it's Andres, Neil, Ron. Would it be both Bruces?
Yep.
Okay. And then Rachel, I know, wanted to be on that committee too. So I hope I didn't miss anyone. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of us. That's right. And yeah, just let me, if anyone has any objection, I'll send out a doodle so we can all find a time to start talking about things.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on then to the Safe Routes to Schools curriculum. And that, I'm sorry I haven't been talking to anyone about that over the last couple of weeks. So sorry I was a little preoccupied, but I'm ready to get back on that.
Was there something going
So-
on? What? I'm kidding.
I know you are. But yeah, no, I was preoccupied and I apologize for that. But if you'd like to, we were talking about putting together a subcommittee meeting to talk about that. And Bruce, I know we were talking about scheduling a time to get together. Would we like to do that after the 19th? maybe the following week on the 20th. Well,
Yeah,
that's the
well, we
day
got-
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got Thanksgiving coming up, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be a little
Can we
crazy.
just,
Yeah.
if this is just to get a meeting to discuss, can we just get this done sooner than later so we can get the ball rolling? Otherwise, we're into Christmas season and New Year's, and before you know it, it's springtime, and then
If anyone's interested in doing this, either Monday, possibly Monday or Wednesday, I'm available. But I don't know what, and that is of next week.
yeah,
But
I can
Bruce,
do
we'll see what
I
your
can
time
do
is like.
both other than Wednesday, as long as it's before Wednesday at 4 p.m. I'm free.
Okay.
Monday's okay with
Well,
me.
James, I also wanted to check in with you on your availability for either Monday or Wednesday.
Yep,
I
I
mean,
was just
on
looking.
Monday.
I have a BOE meeting on Monday. Wednesday looks good.
I
All right,
think
Wednesday's the 19th.
but Wednesday the 19th, I think we have the website meeting.
We do it at
Yeah, we
night.
got the website meeting.
Yeah.
What about Tuesday?
Um that works with me.
Are we talking night or daytime meetings? Oh,
I'm thinking evening when everyone's available for this particular group. I know there's a historic district at 5 that I've got to go to.
I should be good on Tuesday evening.
Bruce, I don't know if that sounds good for you because you do a lot of evenings as well.
yeah, I do. 12 o'clock range. Yeah, it looks like Tuesday I should be available, the 18th.
And Brian, just for context, I know I've had a chance to review the documents that you had sent over originally.
Right.
What what are we going to be discussing during this subcommittee meeting? Like what's the angle? Are we reviewing that material? Are we trying to make recommendations for changes? What are we doing?
Well, Bruce, I was just to connect with Bruce. I thought we would review the materials and talk about possible options for what might be plausible and when we might be able to put something in place. Because I'm
Can we
not
Was there
get-
any further
exactly
can we
sure
was there any
curriculum
further
planning
discussion
goes.
with was there any further discussion with any of the central office staff at the BOE? Or the I'm sorry, the
Not with me.
FPS?
Not with me, no.
Okay.
And
So-
Brian, can we get Bridget to attend the meeting and just kind of, that way she could answer any questions directly instead of having someone else follow up with Bridget and turn it into a
Sure.
bigger process than we need.
Sure. Bruce, would you like to reach out to her? Or would you mind if I reached out to her just to get things going? It's up to you.
Bruce Sear or Bruce Donald?
Bruce Sear, yeah. Yeah, you. Because I don't want to, because if you wanted to connect with her, that would be great. If your plate is full and I can see if she's available, I'd be happy to do that.
Oh, if someone could just send me her
I got
contact info. I don't have any of that, so.
Oh, okay. I
may
thought it
have
was
her
one of those
email, that's
emails.
about it.
Bruce,
Yeah.
I'll just
Okay.
email it. I'll email it to you right now.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Andres.
So Carolyn and Neil and I during this meeting, we've probably got a lot to share of what we've, done. We've had meetings over the years, and it started to build momentum, and there are still some people who I think in the school system, and I can't think of their names, but would be very excited about this as well. So I don't know if we wait to tap into those people or
those
Well,
people
why don't we
come
get
to the
the
meeting.
ducks in a row
okay.
before we start bringing in the troops?
All right. Yep.
Once we decide something that we think is plausible, maybe, James, you could help with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Be our liaison to the schools.
Yep. Yeah, and you think about it, there's a lot of positions that have changed and rolled over in the last year and a half, and soon to be a new superintendent in January. So we've got a lot of change going on in the district. But I think the director of curriculum, Eric Martin, and his team will be receptive and we'd be willing. I got a great relationship with him. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to spearhead that effort once we get some recommendations put together and have an idea of where we want to go.
Excellent, because I want you be able to help us get this thing,
For sure.
kickstarted, that would be awesome. How does that sound, Bruce?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll chat with Bridget first to see what
Okay.
bandwidth she has to meet and to do some discussions, and then I will try to follow up with everyone before
Right.
the 18th is.
And if she's
18th.
not available on the 18th, find out when she might be available.
Yeah, let me see what I can do. And it's gonna be short notice. So let me
Yeah, short notice for
see
sure.
what I can do. All right.
Bruce, I just emailed you Bridget's email.
All right, thanks. All right. Let's see, roots. And I think that I'm going to look at my list here. Give me a second.
And for the safe routes, I mean,
Talk
it
about
kind of ties
website.
into this sidewalk committee too, Brian. Is there a plan? You know, I'd just like to get a better understanding of, what our town goals are for the sidewalks for
Thanks. I'm
25,
glad you brought that up because I
26.
know you sent me an email about that. So yeah, what we did was at our last meeting, you saw that we kind of put our plan on hold until after the election. That's what was decided. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the educational program, which we talked about during our last town council meeting on Monday. They're going to schedule a date for that. What we don't have is what you've seen the map of the roads that are potentially with the sidewalks and all. What we haven't finalized, which we have to finalize, is our list of roads that we feel would be great connectors to pave. But that has not been finalized.
Is there a draft list for that?
There's just, I would say there's a draft of it, but there's a list of it somewhere. I would say it's possibly with Kathy.
Okay, should I reach out to her, or is that something that you could just pass on to
I
this
know
group?
I'm happy
'Cause
to reach
we'd
out and
love
see if
that
we have that list. Let me reach out for that
Awesome.
list. Now I'll just share it with you once I get it.
Okay, and then what's our budget in number of feet of sidewalk that we could realistically do for 26?
Well, what we're looking at is rather than we're looking at the roads the sidewalks we want to do, but we also want to see what kind of grant money we have available. So really the idea was to create the list of the roads that we think we could do sidewalks for and then prioritize them and then get the grant money for them. And each one would depend on how long the sidewalk was, how many feet it was.
Sure. But like with that, so I mean, say we get 100 grand for a grant,
Yeah.
is the town budgeting 50, 100, 200, a million plus the grant for next year, or it's variable
The
and there's
town is
no
not
amount set?
right now, the way we've outlined what we are shooting for town in terms of sidewalks is we want the sidewalks to be close to 100% grant funded so that we're not overtaxing the town taxpayers at the moment for new sidewalks. That was the objective. At least that's what we've outlined I'm sure that I know that's somewhere in what we've written up already.
And
I'm
Brian,
happy
correct
to
me if I'm
share that
wrong,
with
the fiscal year budget ends for the town, right? It ends at the same time as
Yeah.
the Board of Education, so that's in June,
Exactly.
correct? So it starts off in
Yeah.
July and you're going to go through the budget process when you take your seat in January
Right.
for
Yeah. There's
26,
nothing that would happen
27,
now.
right?
Yeah.
So whatever is baked is baked.
So right
Yeah.
now we have zero budget for sidewalk.
Correct.
And anything that we would get done would have to be through a grant.
Correct.
Okay, and then so it's a really good segue for our our League of American Cyclists review card. Mentioned for a town our size, we should have a full-time bike ped coordinator. I know this has been brought up in the past, and it said that we're going to handle that internally with our engineering department. But is that something that we can put on to be discussed at the next meeting and get that in for the budget for not a full-time, but a part-time, so we could, at least make some progress with that for next year for the 26 budget. And that'll help us get more grants, things like that as well. I'm afraid if we wait till later, till January, it's going to be too late to discuss to add that for the next budget. So I think now's the time to do it.
All right. That is something that I can certainly talk to Kathy about because I know we talked about it and she didn't see it happening in the last budget.
Yeah. Well,
See
it's
if
one of
there's
those things
something.
that we're going to have to ask for, and
Yeah.
everybody's going to fight against increasing the budget, but if that's something that's important to the town, increasing our bicycle and pedestrian access, having this
I know
coordinator position help.
you wrote a good outline of what the job might entail. And I know that last time we did discuss it, that was something that Dylan said that he would be doing anyway. But I don't know
Right.
that actually happened.
I
So,
just don't see the bandwidth in our engineering department. And Bruce, you could probably fill in more on that. But it's a lot of the stuff that we want to do. It's a lot of work. And it's without having it made a priority from the top down, it's just not as important as some other things. And I think having a position, in the town organization, would help accelerate, progress with these goals.
Would it help to come up with a list of potential grants that a person like this could apply for? Just to kind of put our feelers out and
sure.
see,
If you have that, that would be awesome. Absolutely.
just somewhere to kind of something concrete we can kind of start amassing some info about what it might look like.
Yeah. No, that would be
Right.
awesome because I don't have anything like that. And I did hear the pun in there. You want something concrete. Sorry, you said it.
I'll also just add just another probably dumb question, but would the position that Andres is suggesting, the part-time position, could that potentially be grant funded?
It's a good point.
Yeah, it could be. There's capacity grants out there.
There are. Oh,
Just again, I mean, I think Brian's got a huge responsibility, right? He's got to be mindful of taxes, and making
Sure.
sure that we're being fiscally prudent. So just looking at any other avenue to not increase taxes for a reason that, not to be cruel, but it's a minority of the population this is important to, right? And I think that's something to be considered here. So just thinking, a grant funded position, because I think you're spot on, Andres, with the need for it. And if you really want to advance the ball forward with some of these initiatives, got to have someone like dedicated to it and focused on it to drive it through.
yeah.
Somebody that's in it and in the weeds every day and has the connections to town staff and things like that. So
Yeah, even
full
just 10 or
support,
20 hours a week, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if we
wonder
said this is what we
there could be
want, here's the
funds that'd be
money to
granted
pay
for that.
for it. That would be a win-win right there.
Bruce,
That's a
what
great
are the
suggestion.
details on that capacity grant?
Sorry, I muted myself there. It depends on what you're looking for. We got a capacity grant for the Farmers Valley Trails Council from New Britain Community Foundation, for instance. So there's some of the foundations out there are interested in doing that kind of work. Hartford Trust for Public Giving does some of that work. Some of the family offices involved with those people, and there's a few others. The state bonding stuff, not so much. They really don't do that. The federal programs, unless you're set up to take federal money, it would have to be almost a separate program within Farmington in order to do that, and that's an immense hassle that we probably don't want to deal with. Let me think about it some. I mean, there's a few options.
Is there any potential with, I know like the Mitchell dealerships, like Steve is really into cycling. I don't know if that's something that would be up their alley, if they've got a family office or.
They do. They have done things like that in the past.
Okay.
The Chase family has a family office. They have been known to do this. And there's a few others in kind of the general Farmington Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. Yeah,
Awesome.
there's a few options. Yes, there are.
Cool, great. Thank you, Bruce. All right,
Could,
thanks,
could
Brian.
this be could this be a shared resource among multiple towns? Maybe
In the
is
Farmington
another
Valley,
way of
that would be
getting it.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. If you added in, Simsbury, Avon,
Yeah.
Farmington, I
Canton.
don't know, Canton, East Granby, there's a couple of others, that would essentially provide 100% to a designated person. Yeah, that's something to think about too. It'd have to be carefully structured to do that, but I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Neil,
don't
Neil,
you
my
don't
only
want to spread it so thin that we lose what we need, but coordinating with Avon, Simsbury, a couple other, 2 or 3
Yeah.
towns that might work.
Neil, my only concern is that if it's not a Farmington position, it won't feel as close to, our Farmington stakeholders, and to have a part-time guy go to Russ Arnold and say, hey, listen, we got to make sure these sidewalks get done. Russ is going to say, who the heck are you? Go away.
No, I think that can be controlled, and the towns are already starting to work together.
Yeah,
Avon moved their police dispatch to Farmington
That's
and
true.
things like that. So
sure.
there's ways to structure it.
Yeah, I do think you have to be careful with how it's structured. That's absolutely correct. Yep.
But it sounds like we have a great path here. If we can get together some thoughts on grants, take a look at what might be plausible. And we've already got a good outline of what a job description would be because that's already been written. We can review that and make sure that we are on target and still feel the same as what was written about 6 months ago.
Great. And so what should our actions be on this?
It sounds like the first one is let's take a look at the grants that might be available and what they would require of us to get them, and let's fashion something that meets that need. Does that sound plausible, Bruce?
Yeah,
Sear?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bruce Sear. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny whenever you guys ask for Bruce, I'm always like,
Bruce CBD or D.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think that's going to be outside of my wheelhouse. I think that's Brian, that's definitely a you and Kathy conversation,
Okay, yeah.
Budgeting a new position is something that's not under my authority or my control.
Yeah.
Sure.
You don't want
Well,
anything
I'm
to do
hoping-
with that, Bruce.
That's why I'm
Potato.
starting with the money, because it's not coming without the money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm hoping part-time at least makes it a bit easier to accomplish when you don't have to look at, providing benefits.
How
Okay.
how can the committee support? I mean, because I wouldn't want just one, Brian, I wouldn't want to kind of put this all on you. Like, go hunt down.
Well,
all
that's a
these things.
conversation with Kathy and see if she would be open to us, looking for grant money that would cover the cost of somebody and see how she thinks that might work, because this would be her staff person, really, not ours. I'm
Okay,
just,
would it make sense for all a group to meet together with you and Kathy?
well, I'm
And then
gonna
that way we can
have a
pitch the
conversation
idea.
with Kathy on Friday anyway, so I can just
Okay.
ask her what she sees as the proper path forward to work with her
Okay.
on something like this.
Okay,
'Cause
well,
I don't
I like the
know.
way you structure that versus asking her, is it a good idea? She'll say no, and then game over.
What I mean is, do you
Well,
need
like
help
when we
with
talked about this before.
investigating grant information or anything like that? Do you need
Well,
assistance or?
I would need assistance with that, but Bruce mentioned a little something. You mentioned some sidewalk stuff, but this is different because we're talking about grant money for an actual paid position. And I'd like to find out what's available and how long it's available, because if it's just a one-off, that's going to be a tough thing to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
problem with these types of grants is,
Yeah.
you might even get, for instance, like a 3-year grant.
Right.
But you're rarely going to get anything more than that. Very rarely.
Right.
I'd be thrilled with a 3-year grant. I mean, that actually, that should get us through the jug handle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of these major initiatives.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, let's see what Kathy has to say, because that's really what's going to
Yeah.
push this argument, whichever way it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's exciting to think about the fact that you guys are willing to help with the legwork of finding some grants that might accomplish the goal that we want, to see if Kathy is willing to take this on, because this is going to be like her staff.
Yeah. So like West Hartford is, a leader in our area with bike ped infrastructure. Do they have a
Mhm.
position like this?
They've
Bruce C,
got,
have any idea?
they've got a partial position in engineering. In fact, they had a meeting last night. The West Hartford did their bike ped advisory. Let me find out. Good question.
Okay.
But I think they've got a part-time something or other.
Yeah. And I know other towns like New Britain don't, but they've got champions within, Public Works that, just are passionate about this and, want to accomplish more projects like that.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, New Britain's, kind of an outlier because the whole engineering department is they're bicyclists basically.
Yeah.
So it's a that's a great one to talk about, but they're not the norm.
Okay.
I
So,
just have a comment real quick. For those that are going to attend the school curriculum review, if you guys can do a little bit of homework before then, because Safe Routes to School and the school curriculum, they're two separate things, and we keep clumping them together. Now, Safe Routes can provide some help with a school curriculum, but most of these towns in Connecticut, and I think Bruce Sear, not Bruce Sear, Bruce Donald can back this up, go through Bike Walk CT, who already has written the book on it and has the bike fleet. So if you can go to Bike Walk CT and check that out, go to the Safe Route CT website and just kind of look and see how, what they're both about. I think
The other thing
understanding a little more.
the other thing I'll bring up too is I was looking at the Safe Routes website earlier today, and there's if you click on the audits, there's a link to past audits they've done. They've done Canton, they've done Avon, stuff like that, and you could actually read the audit reports and see what things they've recommended and whatnot, just to kind of get an idea of what a Safe Routes audit provides as an output. And our
Is
neighbor
the-
towns have done it, and it's no reason why we couldn't.
But we need to focus on, we can't get them both right now, right? I thought the focus of next Tuesday's meeting, or whenever Carolyn sends
Yeah, it's just education.
is
yeah.
just the curriculum, yeah. Okay, and I think that's Ron's point, is we need to focus on that when we meet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to leave it to Bruce Sear to speak with Bridget and see what her availability might be for the 19th.
18.
It is, I'm sorry, the 18th. Yeah.
18th, yeah, sorry, 18th, yep.
I got you, Brian.
Thank you. So we'll wait to confirm that until you know if Bridget has the availability or what day she might be.
Okay.
So,
And
I'm
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think we're still getting a little mixed up because
Yeah.
we can do this without Bridget, because like I said, if we go Bike Walk CT, like most of the towns doing the school curriculum use that template.
Mhm.
I guess what's the goal of the meeting?
To figure out a program to present.
So
To me, it was how we
present the
get
bike
the,
walk.
yeah, to me, it was how we get curriculum into the schools, right?
Yeah. And this is an opportunity for us to all get on the same page. But I think it is helpful that we all also have the opportunity to speak and ask questions, because that's what we're talking about. seeing if she was available to answer questions for us. But you're right, we don't need her there to get just for us to get on the same page, which I think would be a good place for us to start.
Just to correct me if I'm wrong, the curriculum that we're looking to potentially implement has some sort of bearing on the rating, the silver rating, correct? That we're looking to achieve here in Farmington. Is that
Yes. It
yes? Okay.
definitely does. It's a big part.
Yep.
And what the League of American Bicyclists want to see is curriculum at kind of every age group. And I know that's maybe not realistic to start with. I know there's plenty of like very small, from what I understand, very small segments that schools do in elementary school, off bike, short, safety. But yeah, the league wants to see education throughout the years. But I know a lot of schools just use the Bike Walk Connecticut fourth grade curriculum, on bike curriculum. Again, like Ron was saying, it's really good. It's comprehensive. They have got a lot of different modules, curriculum. They have a fleet of bicycles. It's really cheap to rent. They train teachers. So I think for a lot of reasons, a lot of towns just use that one and maybe don't do anything at the high school, maybe not at the middle school. But it's from what I've seen, and Ron and Neil and I have been talking to schools over the past few years about this, and we've looked at the curriculum. It's really nice and decent, usable. You could do a lot with it. There's kind of multiple options that the school can decide, what works best for them given their time frame or what exactly they want to teach. So yeah, anyway, I think a lot of school districts or a lot of towns just stick to the fourth grade curriculum that is offered just because it's a slam dunk and it's so easy and so inexpensive.
Basic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had been talking about trying to do it, and we actually approached Westwoods, and there was a lot of interest in doing it there because that's the school where everybody in town comes together. So it would be a fifth grade, not a fourth grade. But I think, as I recall, the league will actually train the teachers that are going to be presenting the curriculum, and then they can train other people to, within the school system as well. And I think it would be delivered during a phys ed session.
Are these low,
and they
low
do have
cost,
a fleet of bikes
Neil?
available through. I'm sorry.
Is it low cost?
Yeah, very. I think there's a cost for the training. I forget how much
It's
that is.
$1,200 for the training. And then you don't have to train the teachers again. And then every year it's a $500 cost for the fleet rental,
Right.
which is like what, like 25, 26 bikes or something? Or is it 50 bikes? Maybe it's 50. Yeah.
I think we have 50 total. I think the van holds 28 or 30 or something like that. Yeah, no, just I think you all are aware. I'm on the board of directors of Bike Walk Connecticut. So if you need anything from them, just let me know. But those numbers are correct. That's the training's 1,200, and they send somebody out that does that training specifically. They also give you 2 or 3 league cycling instructors to help out with the training module. They've got it pretty much down to a science.
And I'm sorry I'm drilling into this because I think, I think to everybody's point, like some of this stuff has been tossed around for years, right? I've been here for 3 months. But you guys have been talking about this for years. It's time for action. It's time for moving things forward. Right. And, so my question here was just to keep going on this point is who pays that fee? Is it out of the education budget, or is it out of the town budget for the training of the teachers?
Grants could cover it. They have, I don't know if it's the case, but in years past, there's it was a $6,000 grant. Is it Department of Transportation grant? I forget, but that could be something like that.
The DOT,
I'll make this, or go ahead, Bruce, sorry.
Well, the DOT microgrants would pay for that. Bike Walk Connecticut, in fact, got a series of grants, and I'm absolutely having a senior moment about which grant program it was, but they in fact covered that for South Windsor got it for free. I think Simsbury got it for free as well. Let's revisit that. I think we're worst thing would be, we go to Farmington Valley Trails Council or another organization in the valley that's got some deep pockets and get a donation for it as well.
So very, very similar to the bike ped thing, right? If
Yeah.
there's a way that we can keep this out of budget,
Yeah,
it is 100% possible that we can make it happen.
I really, James, would not want the BOE to walk away from it for a couple grand. It's crazy. I mean, we can find
Oh,
money
no.
somewhere.
I also agree with that too, Bruce. So like it's more of like, hey, let's check out the path
Yeah.
of funding before we go to a BOE budget.
Yep.
And if we can do it, great. And then make it's a slam dunk to get it done. Because I think what I was gonna say is that whatever the curriculum looks like and whatever you guys want to implement and whatever is going to get to that point of like the goal is to get to this silver rating, right? Whatever that curriculum needs to look like to get us on the path to get there, I'm happy to support and happy to drive forward through the schools, and through the director of curriculum, through the new superintendent. I'm happy to do all of that. So it's a matter of like, hey, let's do the work. Let's try to figure it out, and chart a path forward. And you've got some support here from me.
So
Yeah, and honestly speaking for as a board member of Bike Walk Connecticut, and we would, I could even see us, the board of directors, voting to waive some of the fees if we had to,
Awesome.
just to get the program off the ground.
Yeah.
So let's worry about the money. Let's try to figure out how to get this to happen first, right?
Well, money's
Right.
one of the ways.
and
Yeah,
I also
seriously.
think
Yeah.
a better selling point is not that we care so much about the silver status. We care about keeping our kids safe. We care about teaching the kids that when they do get an e-bike, this is what you do, this is what you don't do.
Great
So
point.
I think more importantly is the
Great
safety
point.
aspect.
Great point.
Yeah.
And hey,
Yeah,
e-bikes is a huge concern, obviously, and it's all over the place, and there's a lot of people talking about it. So you're spot on, Ron, for sure.
Speaking of e-bikes, is anyone going to that talk with Joe and Chief Donaldson?
I think I might.
That's coming up on Thursday? Okay, I'm working. I won't be able to go, but I'm very curious to see what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go too if I can.
Thank you. All right. Has everyone had an opportunity to look at our magnificent minutes that Bruce put together for us?
Thank you, Bruce.
If everyone has had a chance, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes from last month, October 8th.
Second.
Who made
All
the
in
motion?
favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Awesome. And really, Bruce, thank you for that.
No problem. I just try to keep them as detailed as we can. So
Wow, that really makes a
Don't
difference
forget.
and it helps.
yeah, just so I don't forget either. It's good to go back to them, So,
Huh.
all right.
Beautiful. And unless there's anything else that someone wants to bring up, I'd like to make a motion for adjournment or ask for a motion.
Just
All
one
in
thing, I was
favor?
dithering with my my camera and my audio, so I missed the first 15 minutes of this. I don't know whether it was brought up or not, but I sent around a brand new economic study for the
Yes.
Canal Heritage Trail. I do want everyone to take a look at that. It's quite amazing, and let's make some hay out of that. Let's talk that up, and it's very well. The product is quite good. It was Cambridge Econometrics did it. They're an international organization, but they've got an office in I think it's Northampton, if I'm not mistaken, in Western Mass, and they did a great job on that. So everyone take a look at that. And
Is that okay to share?
yeah, it is. It literally came out yesterday. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good, because I did.
Yeah.
For some great numbers for businesses. See if we can get some sponsorships out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's the economic development component of finishing the Canal Heritage Trail from New Haven to Northampton is a huge deal. Matt, I thought you were on it, but I'll send it to you directly. I sent it out, I don't know, what, mid-afternoon, something like that today, I think, to this group. So take a look.
You did.
And we should be getting, we are going to do a short print run for it as well. So as soon as I have some of those in hand, Bruce, I will drop a stack off at your office so that the town has some.
Yeah, I have it. We could actually put that on. Wonder if I could put that on the economic development website. You know, and maybe we could add it to our town.
You should. It's in fact, I should send it to Rose, shouldn't I?
I already did. I already
good.
I didn't ask like Ron.
Yeah, good. No, I well, that was the idea. I figured you guys would send it around. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, a lot done. So thank you so much, Bruce, and everybody else.
Thank you, everyone.
Just before we adjourn, real quick, shout out to Mr. FX over there. Congrats on your victory, buddy. I'm really
Oh,
excited
thank you.
to see you see what you're able to accomplish.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to
God
do a
bless.
lot.
Yep, I got
We're gonna
a
do a lot.
chance to shake your hand on Saturday, and yeah, no, it's good stuff. Yeah.
All
All right,
right,
you
my
guys.
friends.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
You guys.
Once
Bye.
you adjourn. All right,
Yeah.
we are adjourned.
Second, third, fourth.
Ah,